What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the Fam Game. Now today, bro, I got a pet dragon actually flies. Huh? Anyways, it's by the boy Terra Green. Make sure you guys go subscribe if you guys haven't yet. I'm already liking because I already know it's gonna be peak. One of the peak animal nature creators like in the YouTube scene. To be honest, every time it drops a vid, is always a banger, pretty much. So yeah, and this title definitely caught my eye because what the fuck you mean you got a pet dragon, Monica? Is you gonna give it to me? Am I gonna become donkey? Just kidding. And that was a joke, by the way. So without further ado, make sure you grab your popcorn. Let's see. If you guys got that reference, you might not be Little Timmy. Nah, even Little Timmy's no Shrek. Oh, Lord, I just gave it up. Never mind.
This is a Draco lizard, but I like to call them a dragon.
Draco? We talking about Dracos, you know what I'm saying? Okay, let me sit my blanket. Does it come with a free Draco?
And because of this. Yes, it is actually the only lizard species that has a literal wings, which allows it to fly in the air so they can eat bugs in hard to reach areas. Usually you would never be able to find one of these, but I just found a website that had one in stock.
Oh yeah, $500 by the way.
Crazy. I have been waiting years for one of these to come in stock on a site.
What the hell, bro? Once again, I gotta test the site. I'm sorry, Terry. Morph Market. You see, I gotta see if this is real, bro. You know what I think though, chat? I think that Terry doesn't want to actually give the sauce. You feel me? But I don't know because look. Wait, no. Morph Market is real, but then sometimes I don't find what he finds, but it also could just be not available. So let's search flying. Let's just search flying. Let's see if anything flying comes up. Flying geckos, flying snake, flying froglets. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm sure what he got was a super limited time thing. Maybe it was just only one. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the things that Terra Green, he's just literally scouring these websites, waiting for it to come through, has notifications on, and then as soon as it comes out, he swipes every single one, bro. For his videos, bro. Let's go.
I have been waiting years for one of these to come in stock on a site. I gotta buy this before someone else does. Oh my gosh.
Yep, so I checked one out for $500 and only...
Look at the description. Sorry. I just want to read the description. Extremely rare. We have captive bred Draco lizards for sale. These lizards are known for their amazing ability to actually fly. They have flaps of skin that are able to extend into wings, which they use to fly from tree to tree. Not easy to keep. Yeah, I would imagine it's not easy to keep. This motherfucker just start flying away out the goddamn window as soon as I open it.
Out for $500, and only a few days later, a package showed up at my house.
Yo, is this thing actually in here? I mean, if it is, I will be one of the first people to show off the insane abilities of the closest thing to a real dragon.
I've never seen this.
I very carefully took this thing out and
And that's true, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a dragon that's able to fly. I mean, not a dragon that's able to fly. A lizard, a reptile, some type of that family that's able to fly. And that's what you think a dragon is, right? That's what we imagine it is. It's like a fucking big-ass lizard that can fly. To be honest. So yeah, I understand why he calls it a literal dragon now.
So I very carefully took this thing out and finally got to see if it was real.
Oh my gosh, it's actually legit. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I am not kidding when I said I was waiting years for one of these things to come in stock. And at a first glance, you might be kind of confused of why.
It doesn't look like it has...
looks like some regular old lizard, right. But there's a couple key characteristics that tell me otherwise.
It looks like the lizards I always see outside my goddamn house, bro. They always be trying to sell me insurance and shit.
I carefully grabbed it so I could show off what makes them so exotic.
You see this, guys? These things have these massive flaps of extra skin that in reality is the wings.
Yes, these dragon lizards purposely hide their wings by default so it'll look like a regular old lizard to bugs. Of course, at any second, the dragon could decide to reveal its wings so it could literally fly up and devour any bug it wants.
No, that's fucking terrifying, bro. Bro, just imagine if it's like let's compare it to humans, right? Imagine a fucking bear or something is coming to get us and it's just running on his feet or just walking, right? And all of a sudden that motherfucker can pull out wings, bro. And start flying to your ass, bro. Oh my gosh, this is a complete nightmare.
And yes, I will actually be recording footage of this thing flying. And in order to see it, we gotta put together a massive enclosure.
And I mean massive. For this dragon, I need to build the largest tank I've ever built on my channel. And like always, we'll be starting with the background/floor. The goal for how we want to make...
Why that low-key look like a big-ass PC setup, bro?
This tank look is essentially to recreate the massive trees from their natural habitat, which they of course jump off to fly. And that of course means we need to stick tons of overhanging branches to this spray foam to seal them in place. Then we cover all this.
Bro, this spray foam be coming in clutch, bro.
Excess spray foam I laid out in natural stuff like dirt, leaves, and bark. And boom, this background is finished.
Yes, sir. These overhanging branches will be perfect for our dragon to sit on and of course fly off. But we can't just leave this floor area empty. Oh no, we gotta add dirt.
And because this is the biggest tank I have, I couldn't just use a normal old bag of dirt, because those cost like $20 each. reach, and I would need so many.
God
Instead,
damn.
I'm gonna be using these compact dirt bricks, which are way cheaper, but
Bro, where the fuck you even get dirt bricks, bro?
are a bit annoying because in order to turn them back to
Can I get these from Lowe's?
dirt, you gotta soak them in a whole tub of water and wait for a very, very long time. And yeah, apparently the bucket of water I gave them wasn't enough because I had to add a whole second bucket of water just to get them expanded enough.
And when these have soaked up water
Chat, you think you can hide behind these and make a chameleon? You think you can blend in, bro? I think I can.
for hours, we can literally just take our hand and start breaking them apart into a bunch of dirt, just like that. And wait a second. No, I just realized I forgot to add the drainage layer before adding in the dirt.
Oh my gosh,
Yes,
bro.
I actually-
You should have done that. Even I know to do that. Come on, bro.
She had to scoop out all this dirt temporarily and instead started to fill it with these clay balls. If you're a fan, you obviously know what
You can use mine.
I'm making. I make it in all my builds, basically. But essentially, because the dragon lizards love a super moist, high humidity environment, this drainage layer will let water soak into it and keep the whole tank nice and moist.
All right, now I've just got to look past the massive mess I've made and, well, add my dirt back on top. Let's go.
Dude, I literally just want to go in Terry Green's house and just smell it one time, bro. I'm sure he makes enough to have cleaners and everything to come and make sure his house is spick and span, but still, bro. Because I know he has a lot of the animals. Like, I don't think he just throws them all away or fucking recycles them. I'm sure he gives some up to, like, to people or adoption centers or something like that. No joke, like, actually. But for real, you get my point, bro. I just want to walk into his house one time when he's filming a video. Just one time.
Go. This tank is actually looking well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it has a lot of work still.
Bruh.
Let's fix this thing.
And our next step to do that is to add some decorations inside. So I'll be starting with adding some more wood.
Oh, but of course, I don't just have a mere stick. I bought an insane
Bro, sometimes you don't got enough wood to just keep giving, bro. You gotta be realistic, Terry.
amount of wood for this video. It was
Come on,
actually
bro.
very expensive. I don't know why I bought this much wood.
God
actually.
damn.
But this gives me some excellent options of different wood types to pick and choose from to make this place look actually natural. I mean, there was these cool spiderwood things that I bought that actually look like trees if they had some leaves on them. The only problem is our tank is way too big for just these. So it was good that I also bought some of these more simple pieces of wood that were a bit longer so I could actually start stacking them up in this tank.
You see, I'm essentially trying to make these
Bro, you think everything would be a little too close together for it? But nah, this is how it would be in that natural habitat. It'd be just wood pieces, trees everywhere and stuff. So nah, this is pretty accurate, bro. I'm just wondering if the lizards is gonna be like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? A closed space and stuff, but I don't think they'll notice for real.
things look like tree trunks because those dragon lizards we're getting actually spend their entire lives basically clinging onto trees. Yeah, they basically almost never even fly down to the floor. So yeah, we need to fill this thing up.
But yeah, we still want to make sure there's
Okay.
enough empty space for our dragon to be able to fly around. So I left this area here open so that could hopefully happen.
But we have a problem. This tank is still looking extremely dead and lifeless. Probably because it is dead and lifeless. There's not really any life in here.
No.
But I know just how to fix that.
These
Chris.
are seeds, but not just any type of seeds. I went out and bought the 4 fastest growing seed types of
Bro, all you gotta do is just put the alien, the pet alien you have, bro. And it's gonna eat everything. There's gonna be life everywhere.
all time because I want to get a time lapse of this tank coming to life.
So it'll be interesting to see which of these 4 seeds grows the fastest. So we're gonna first start by sprinkling cress seeds on the left side of the tank, chia seeds, and broccoli seeds in
Bro, I put that sometimes in my fucking shakes and shit.
the
Chia
middle,
seeds.
and last but not least, radish seeds on the right. Honestly, I have no clue if any of these are even gonna grow at all. I guess there's only one way to find out.
So I quickly sprayed down each of the seeds because, of course, seeds, they need to be wet to sprout. And I left my time-lapse camera recording so I could see what would happen. And as you could probably guess, nothing really happened the first few hours at a glance. But in reality, each seed in here was absorbing the moisture from the soil to fuel them with enough energy to start sprouting. And if you look very closely, a few of the seeds started to
they're starting to sprout.
But since this footage was super blurry, I moved my camera even closer to the cress seeds, where we could very much see in detail how the soil essentially starts to look like it's inflating as these little white stems start to expand out of the seeds. And right as we are about to get to the good parts, my time-lapse camera ran out of battery.
God damn
it just
it.
turned off.
Bro, you gotta be kidding me. I went to sleep to time-lapse this and my phone died in the middle of it.
Bro, I'll be so fucking pissed, bro. Because that was such cool footage, man. Oh my gosh. You gotta have it like literally sitting on some type of charger or something, I'm sure.
Well, at least we got some footage, and also
you got good footage, though.
out these seeds. Tons of them actually are starting to grow little green leaves. Although these chia seeds didn't start growing at all, and the other seed types are just growing not nearly as well as these cress seeds.
So I decided to essentially remove all the other seeds that didn't grow that well, and instead just replace them with a ton more cress seeds, since we figured out those easily grow the best.
So yes, sir, by the end of the video, you'll see how much the enclosure transforms from all the greenery. It should be cool. But for this next decoration, I actually have to build something custom.
Yep, if you didn't know, these things right here are called rocks. Yeah, pretty revolutionary.
Dude, I mean, you're acting like that's obvious. I would have never guessed that. Thank you so much, bro.
Revolutionary stuff. But using a genius strategy I came up with, I can stack these rocks in a curved pattern, just like my pet alien worm's enclosure,
I thought he was
to
gonna say
essentially
something
create a cave here. And yeah, I of course used some spray foam to stick it all together, and then covered it in some dirt.
Yep, and the main reason I wanted to make a cave
I do remember this from that other video.
here is because I feel like dragons are just known to live in caves.
Oh yeah,
this dragon has a campfire in the cave with him, and I think we should recreate that in here. So I've got a paper towel and a lighter, so we could turn this into a campfire.
Yeah, I don't think you should do that, buddy. It's actually good that this shit's not working, because what are you talking about?
I have to get another lighter. So we could turn it into a campfire. Oh yeah. Oh, that flame.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
Oh, say you like freaking paper like this on fire, napkins or anything, dude. That shit spreads crazy.
I actually can't have a fire in the enclosure. That would actually certainly be extremely dangerous for our lizard, since it's not actually a real dragon. So I instead went out and bought a super tiny mini toy campfire to recreate this look.
Yo, it should be able to breathe fire though. It's a dragon at the end of the day, right? You know what I'm saying? So it should be able to literally take a shower in fire, bro. Instead of the water coming out, it should be straight fire, straight fuego.
Yeah.
But dragons aren't only known for living in caves, they're also known for conquering castles. And you see how this castle is on top of like a rocky mountain?
Right.
I want to build my castle on top of the cave, so it basically looks the same.
But if you see my other videos, usually it never turns out good when I try and build some custom models of stuff. So this time I decided to go with something much easier to build. A Disney princess castle. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? This shit will work, bro. They don't know no difference between stone and fucking Legos.
Bro, I'd rather build something stupid and have it look like an actual castle rather than try and carve some stones out to somehow look like a castle. Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Well, here's the Lego castle. And, it looks all right. It's on top of the cave.
That shit lean right. That shit like these, bro. As soon as he lands on it, it's breaking. And all you're gonna hear is this sound, chat. It's gonna sound like these, chat. That's literally what he's gonna hear.
But I have a way to make it look even better.
This right here is some great animal-safe acrylic paint. And well, I figured I should start using this to completely paint over all of the castle. Because, you know, castles are usually gray because they're made out of stones and not purple and stuff like this princess castle. And then...
No, it's a princess dragon, bro. So you gotta keep the vibes. It's a Barbie dragon.
After it was completely painted, I covered it in a layer of paint sealant so it would stay on the bricks.
But
the dragon just got his nails did.
Now that I look at this picture again, I'm actually noticing that it has green grass kind of all over the top of the mountain, which I feel like I should recreate that.
Just fart in there.
Here with this mossy stuff.
Oh, yeah, you can do that too.
Yeah, it actually doesn't look too shabby.
Yeah.
Since that worked pretty well, I decided to start putting a bit more of this moss around to actually make this place look green, since, you know, these seeds at the bottom still haven't grown yet. And it was good to do this because it allowed me to cover areas where there is still some exposed spray foam, so this whole tank quickly started to come together.
Yeah, now it looks more lively.
Splendid. Wait a second.
Splendid,
man. A dragon pinata right here. Well,
you did.
Actually, it was me because, well, we're keeping a pet dragon, and actually, I'm just kind of hungry right now. I'm not gonna lie. I want some.
Wait, you have a piñata, so that means you want to beat up a dragon. Yo, if I'm the dragon, I'm seeing this, bro, I'm flying out your house. Cause what the hell you mean, bro? You target practicing for me, my nigga?
Candy. Let's smash this. Hopefully we get some good candy from it.
Oh, look
at all the candy.
Let's go.
Wait, what is this? Oh, would you look at that? It's the new spider terra.
W fucking promo. W homo. W pro.
Pal Velora.
Yup, this is the brand new Terrapal we just released. And I figured since we put Velcro on the feet so they could connect together, I would just go ahead and hang it from a...
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I keep saying that I might deadass get one of the puppets from Terra Green, bro. Deadass. I gotta find one I really like, though.
Branch in the enclosure, just like a real spider. And well, it doesn't really match the theme of...
I don't know about having a spider. I'm not gonna... I don't know about that, bro. I do not like spiders like that. But there was one that I really liked before, bro. Can't remember which one it was. That was super cute.
The enclosure, I'm sure the dragon lizard would still love to fly and climb all over it because of how soft and fluffy it is. And oh yeah, I had a good amount of that candy from the piñata too.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Now, there's only one final step to make this.
Yo, I love dots, but they be getting stuck on your teeth way too much, bro. There's certain candies that taste good, but I hate how they get on your teeth and stay on it. So I literally don't eat it just because of that.
Tank ready, and that is to add in life.
Yes, sir. And the first life form I want to add is actually some food for the dragon to eat. Now, you see, I've been showing this animation throughout the video of how dragons eat crickets. In reality, they don't even eat crickets in the wild. The truth is, they primarily only eat ants. So that means I need to add lots of ants in here.
But of course, I didn't want to feed my own pet ant colony that I've shown in other videos, so I instead opted to catch some wild.
Hey, why ain't Jit not going for none of that anyways? So you won't have to do that.
Wild ants.
All right, so to gather up a ton of ants, basically I've got a jar of peanut butter, which I'm just gonna squeeze a ton of it onto this platform. And then I'm just gonna leave it right here, and surely a ton of ants will start to swarm it.
So I set up my camera, and as you could probably guess, it didn't take very long till the first ant had stumbled across this ledge.
Yeah, ants don't play around with this shit, bro. You got any type of food outside, any type of like sweet thing, or even just like a fucking puddle of water or like a puddle of juice or something, they're coming right away.
Legendary loot. He instantly knew this was some delicious food, but instead of eating it, he started to release a special pheromone into the air, which essentially tells the whole rest
So this nigga farted?
the colony that there's food. Literally right when it got dark, the entire colony started to
So he farted, and then the entire colony was like, yes.
swarm in. There's even other bugs that came in, like this little earwig, which was nibbling the peanut butter, and even some slugs. But overall, this is pretty cool to watch.
I'm afraid,
bro, they all kid. It's like, oh yes, it's a party. We got some food. Let's go.
you guys have fallen straight into my trap. So I've got this paintbrush ant container, and I'm essentially just gonna pick all these ants up real quick. And now I just gotta scoop as many as I can into here before they all try to run away. All right, and this should be a good enough amount of ants. Let me take this back to the tank because I have a special plan for these guys.
Yep, these ants are actually not ready to feed just like this. I actually first had to pour this white calcium powder on them and shook it up, which coats them all in a layer of calcium, which if you didn't know is super important to make sure our dragon eats because it makes his bones very strong, basically.
Well, ants.
Oh, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? The ants are like, oh, we're getting a shower. Literally, no, you're getting prepped to eat, bro. Like, you're a fucking factory meal right now. Like, you're getting shipped to the house, buddy.
Start spreading you guys around this enclosure. And yeah, hopefully the dragon will naturally find some of you guys and end up eating you.
Anyways, for the final life to add into this tank, I've got some regular old springtails.
Which, of course, the little springtails that live in this dirt eat mold. So it's always great to add them to a nice moist tank like this. Oh, but the other day, I actually did just buy a scientific microscope. And I've always wanted to see what one of these springtails looks like super small. So let me go ahead and just put a bit of this dirt on there.
Oh, yeah?
Let's see if we can see anything.
So I set up my camera right at the edge of this microscope and tried to locate a springtail. Thankfully, there's tons of this dirt, so it didn't take very long until I found this guy. Here, you can see how detailed they really are, with their legs, tiny hairs, and even their little antennas. But of course, the reason they are called springtails is, well, because of their tail that is essentially just like a spring. They're able to flick their tail.
They also look like sour gummy worms, bro. That's what they look like.
They're able to flick their tail at an insane speed that basically springs them up in the air, which helps them stay safe from potential predators. Although,
that backflip though,
I don't know what predator would even want to eat this. It's not like it has any nutrition since it's so small.
It's crazy to think that there is thousands.
That's like me eating a fucking kernel of popcorn.
Of these just living in this tiny little container. So let's go ahead and just kind of dump it in the enclosure and dump a few more in.
Now I quickly added in the final technologies I was missing, like this automatic water misting system where you literally just press a button and it sprays the whole enclosure with water. Very cool. And of course, I got the proper lights on the enclosure, which will make the left side nice and hot so the dragon can choose if he wants to be hot or cold. And
so basically you put my aura on the left side, you know what I'm saying?
Well guys, I'm glad to say everything is checked off on this list, and that means this tank is 100% complete.
Yes, all right, guys, you know what time it is.
Let's see.
I'm sorry for keeping you alone for a day, but it was well worth the wait.
Bro, it'd be so funny if it just started flying out his hand. It just went out of his house. Okay, video's over. We got some fly footage. He's gone now.
Cause say hello to your new home. Oh, it looks like he likes it. He's already going and climbing the branches, and oh my gosh, look at that camouflage. That's actually kind of crazy.
Oh, that's actually
now
crazy.
Now that this guy's made it into his enclosure, we need to finally see what it looks like when they extend their wings and fly. However, the only way
it's so crazy, like their wings are so beautiful. Like it reminds me of a butterflies, you know?
And their wings and fly. However, the only way that this is gonna happen is when my dragon feels safe and comfortable enough in this tank. So I have a few things I want to do to help it adjust. First of all, starting with feeding.
And there's a couple different food sources I want to feed. First of all, starting with crickets. Because even though I was saying the dragon doesn't eat these earlier, I figured it's at least worth trying, since if it does, it would make my life a lot easier.
So I let a cricket loose into the enclosure, and unlucky for this guy, he immediately started to climb on the very piece of bark that our lizard was sitting directly on top of.
Bro's just chilling. He knows something going on too. He's like, there's something climbing towards me.
And I guess this really goes to show how good the camouflage of this dragon lizard is, because this cricket walked straight up to him. He could not even see there was a lizard here. But considering...
So the cricket freaking walked over his damn leg and didn't think nothing of it. I mean, it could just be a part of the tree, so I guess...
there was a lizard here. But considering this cricket was basically bigger than the dragon's head, it was no surprise that the dragon didn't even try to eat it. And yeah, literally every time I brought a cricket over to his head for the next hour, he just did not try and eat them.
All right, something's telling me this dragon.
He's like, nah, I'm good, bro. I ain't even gonna try. Like, it almost feels like he's in a defensive mode right now, you know? Like, he knows he's blended in. He's just kind of staying there. But like I said, I had this feeling that it's gonna be super just out of place or shy at this point in time. Like, he's not gonna really do much. Like, he's obviously not gonna fly. Like, they have to be super, super comfortable in order to fly. Like, they have to know where they're flying, why they're flying, you know? Or they just, like, running away from something. But in this case, like, the cricket's not big enough to scare it in that sense. But it's big enough to where he's like, I kind of don't want to mess with that right now.
Dragon lizard doesn't actually like to eat crickets because, I mean, there's literally a cricket under his neck hugging him right now. So let's move on to our next food source, which is, of course, ants. And as you can see, I actually have some of those calcium-dusted ants, so I can feed them very easily without having to find the ones I put in here.
Since the dragon had moved a bit and was now perching under the heat lamp, I figured I'd just bring the ants.
Well, I wonder if he's like cold. He's trying to get warmer.
I figured I'd just bring the ants straight to him. Since in the wild, that's actually how they usually eat. They just sit still on top of a tree and snipe every ant that comes up next to them. I guess that instinct is hardwired into every Draco lizard, because mine pretty much instantly also starts to slurp up these guys. Let's go. I'm actually happy he's starting to eat these a bit. Means he's getting more used to this enclosure.
Now, obviously, ants, they're great, but I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a pain to have to go out and collect those every time I want to feed this guy. And that's not even to mention, usually it's just not even recommended to feed stuff you get from outside. So I have one more food source I want to try: flightless fruit flies.
He might actually go for these. He might actually go for these because they're about as little as ants. I feel like are they a little bigger? Nah, they're definitely bigger than ants. Not like huge, like a huge difference, but they're definitely bigger, bro. Than the average ant, at least. Not like the fucking bullet ants, the goddamn worker ants and shit. Those thick ass ones.
Draco lizards actually wouldn't want to eat fruit flies. My thinking is, since they're the same size and color of ants, and actually even more nutritious, I figured it wouldn't be a bad idea to try them out. So I dumped some in, and to my surprise, the Draco lizard actually showed the most interest in these fruit flies. Because not only did he just start to pick off the ones that were running by him, but he was also going out of his way to jump around and hunt these flies.
I feel like it's also a factor of him being comfortable too now, because now that he ate, you know, it's like, how do I explain this? Like, you know, in school, right? In school, when you kind of go to a new school or you go to a new grade, so it's a new school for everybody, and you're just super shy, right? But then you get out to the playground, you actually start to make some friends, and you're like, yeah. Then your real self starts coming out, and I feel like that's happening with the lizard right now. He's just like, oh shit, I'm eating now. I got my appetite and want to eat more, so he's just getting more comfortable here. I think that has a factor, as well as him probably just thinking his ants and stuff too.
Dang, must be pretty tasty.
Let's go. The fact that these fruit flies will work makes feeding so much easier.
And they could be more tastier, because he said that they're more nutritious than the ants. So if that's the case, then he's like, oh shit, My food's getting better and better. I'm gonna keep chasing this shit.
By this point, I've had this little Draco lizard in the tank for like 10 days. You can actually see how much the tank is transforming with all that grass growing everywhere. And oh dang, look at how long the grass is on this side. But over these 10 days, I have realized how hard it is to keep one of these Draco lizards. I've been spending hours every day to help him get adjusted to the tank so he can thrive. And I've even been getting him slowly adjusted to my hand so he won't be as scared of me.
And because this guy has been constantly showing off his wings in the tank, I figured now would finally be the right time to try and get it to fly. So I very carefully picked up the little guy and held him in the sky.
All right, now even though I technically could just kind of hold this guy on a ladder and wait until he jumps off because they pretty much always catch themselves with their wings, considering I already know they're such hard pets to keep, I wouldn't want to have to stress him out any more than he needs. So I'm just gonna hold him in front of the enclosure I know he likes and just see if he wants to glide in on his own.
And don't worry, I had tons of cushioning right under in case it didn't work. So I set up my camera and I caught this happening.
Yo, I wonder if they're able to fly like just straight out the womb, bro, or it takes them a while. Like I actually wonder that. Oh, quick flex of all the YouTube plaques. Quick flex, Terry. We see them, buddy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And was staring at the cage, looking like he was ready to jump. So I gave him a little nudge with my thumb, and then it happened. Hold on, rewind that so we can get a better look at what just happened. Now, I do want to say sorry for the trash footage quality, but I didn't want to have to re-record this and make the dragon jump again, so this is all you get. Anyways, as you can see, he jumped and immediately brought out his wings. They're literally
oh, that's so cool, bro.
And immediately brought out his wings. They're literally programmed to know that once they're not touching the ground, to bring out their wings. We can see how he caught the wind and perfectly flew exactly where he was trying to land.
Damn, and you could tell he flew too, Chad. Like, this is not fake or nothing, because his trajectory went, like, he was going downward, and then he went up. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to land right.
You cannot do that without any type of wings.
He caught the wind and perfectly flew exactly where he was trying to land.
Look, you see?
Right on the branch.
That was insane. And don't worry, little guy, I'm not going to make you do that again.
Nah, this lizard has to have the most aura, bro. Imagine if it was bigger. Like,
and what's interesting is these lizards only fly in the wild when there's a strong wind current. So I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of using a leaf blower to help recreate that in here. That's kind of why that worked so well, and he was actually able to catch the wind. Okay. And yeah, this guy's still doing great. But remember, they actually are really hard reptiles to keep. So only try and get one if you actually have tons of experience keeping reptiles in the past.
Anyways, I hope you guys learned something new about nature, and thank you for watching.
And guys, don't forget about the 2 new Terrapal plushies. One of my favorite things is each time you buy a plushie, you get a custom trading card pack, which when you open it, you get a trading card. Oh, it looks like I got one of Valora the Spider. Nice. And hopefully you guys learned something new about nature. Bye-bye. Make sure to subscribe.
Yes, sir. Make sure to subscribe and like this video, chat. This is a W video as always, bro. And honestly, this has got to probably be my favorite. One of my favorites. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Terry has a bunch of bangers. But this is one of my favorite videos because this lizard is actually so fucking cool, bro. And the wings are so beautiful. And it just looks like a chill guy. It don't look like it's gonna stuff my face with 5% off of Geico insurance, but it looks like it's just chilling, bro. And then it just flies around like these. Like, how cool you gotta be to just be able to fly around all day. But yeah, chat, that was amazing. Let me know what else you guys want to react to, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.